hosted by Matt Riches. Watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickers, turning data to gold. $1 trillion tickers, watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickers, turning data to gold. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe, peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. It is Monday, June 15th, 2026. Happy Monday. We're coming into Monday with strong risk-on energy. No orange or red folders today. The Fear and Greed Index is at 34. The market gapped up overnight after news of an interim peace deal between the United States and Iran. We'll get into that later. Oil is falling sharply. Treasury yields are easing. Crypto is moving higher. Equity futures are rallying. So today, the question is simple. Can buyers hold this gap up and turn it into a real breakout session? Or does the market fade after the move, after the open, and fill the gap to the downside before trading back upside? I track the headlines with data and the market levels so you don't have to. This show is for education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Before we get into the charts, let's get into the mindset with our mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable. I am skilled. I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. Now let's get into some data. Here's what makes this morning important. The market gapped up overnight after a major geopolitical headline. The United States and Iran have reportedly reached an interim peace agreement. This deal includes a 60-day ceasefire and steps toward reopening the Strait of Hormuz. That matters because the Strait of Hormuz is one of the most important energy checkpoints in the world. When it is restricted, oil prices can spike. When there is progress toward reopening it, oil prices can fall. That is exactly what we see this morning. Brent crude fell sharply, trading below the mid-$80. The mid-80s. WTI crude also dropped, trading near 80. That is a major relief for the inflation story. Lower oil can reduce inflation pressure. Lower inflation pressure can help Treasury yields ease, and lower yields can support stocks, especially technology and growth names. The NAS 100 is up almost 2%. SPX is up over 1%. SpaceX shares are up over 5% in the pre-market. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan are also higher here in the pre-market as financials benefit as well. Gold futures are up. Silver is up as well. Bitcoin is around 66,000. Ethereum is back over 1,700. Okay. Not every gap up has been the same as far as the $1 trillion tickers. Some gapped up and stayed above the gap. Some gapped up and are now fading into the gap. Okay, let's get into Robert Greene's Daily Law next. Today's Daily Law is about balance. Robert Greene says absence diminishes minor passions and inflames great ones, just as wind douses a candle and fans a fire. The lesson is that leaders must know how to balance presence and absence. Trump definitely does not know how to do that. If you are too present, too available, and too familiar, people stop idealizing you. You become ordinary. But if you're too absent, people cannot connect with you. So the power is in the balance. Show up with intention, then step back with control. Silence can be powerful. Restraint can be powerful. Not over-explaining can be powerful. And in public, talking too much can weaken your presence. When you speak less, your words carry more weight. For long-term investors, this law connects to patience. You do not need to be constantly active in the markets to be effective. Sometimes overpresence looks like overtrading. Checking every tick, reacting to every headline, changing your thesis every day, that can weaken your strategy. Sometimes the strongest move is to step back. Let the setup develop and only act when the opportunity is clear. Presence is knowing when to act. Absence is knowing when to wait. For day traders, this law is about not forcing your presence into every move. Just because the market gaps up does not mean you have to trade immediately. Just because the candle moves fast does not mean it needs your money. Sometimes the best trade is the one that you wait for. Sometimes the best move is to let the first push happen, let the market reveal itself, and then step in with precision. Today, with the market gapping up on the Iran peace deal, patience matters. Do not chase the first emotion. Watch whether buyers defend the gap. Watch whether sellers fade the move. Then act with discipline. Execution over emotion. Process over prediction. Stay patient. Stay disciplined. Now let's get on these charts, y'all. Before we get on the charts, give me 1 second. All right, there we go. Okay, NVIDIA currently in the pre-market at 207.97. As you can see, this gap up, it gapped up all the way to 210.75, but it has since faded. Our pre-market low is 207.70. Underneath that, we got 207.05. In the bottom of the gap at 205.29 and 203.45. And then we got the top of our smart money concept support zone, which starts at 201.73. To the upside resistance, we got 209, and that's also the top of the gap. Then we got the pre-market high at 210.75, 211.40, 214.85. Next, we got TSM currently in the pre-market at 438.21. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 435.20, which is the top of the gap. Inside the gap, we got 433.95, 430.90. The halfway point in the gap is 429.57, 426.95, and then the bottom of the gap is here, 423.96, followed by 422 and 417.20. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 440.34, 443.15, 448, and then the all-time high. Next, we got AVGO currently in the pre-market at 392.86. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 391.90, followed by 389.50. The middle of the gap at 389, 385. The bottom of the gap 382.39, 377, 372.80. To the upside resistance, we got 393.40. Top of the gap 395.64, 399.35, and a pre-market high of 400, followed by 407.85. Next, we got MU currently in the pre-market at 1,057. To the downside support, we got 1,047, 1,036. We got the pre-market low, 1,031. Inside the gap, we got 1,012, 1,003. The bottom of the gap is 189. And then we got the bottom of the gap is 989. And then we got 979.80. To the upside resistance, we We got the pre-market high at 1,066, followed by 1,089, which is the all-time high. Next, we got Google, currently in the pre-market at 365.14. For the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 364.20. Inside the gap, we got 363.80. Halfway in the gap, we got 362.12. The bottom of the gap, we got 359.90. Underneath that, we got 358.45, 354.95. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high, 366.57, 368.55, 372.10. Next, we got Apple currently in the pre-market at 293. To the downside support, we got the midway point of the gap at 292.46. We got the pre-market low at 292. We got the bottom of the gap at 291.64. Underneath that, 291.06, 289.60. To the upside resistance, we got 294.65, 294.90, which is a pre-market high, 297.15. Next, we got Microsoft currently in the pre-market at 396.24. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 394.74. The halfway point of the gap is 394.12, 391.75. The bottom of the gap, 391.02. Underneath that, we got 388, 386.50. To the upside resistance, we got 396.85. Top of the gap, 397.18. Pre-market high, 399.60. 400, 405.05. Next, we got Amazon currently in the pre-market at 243.67. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 240.85. Bottom of the gap, 239. 235.70, 233.60. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high 244.60, 247.70, 250.45. Next, we got Tesla currently in the pre-market at 412.25. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 409.63. The bottom of the gap, 406.70, 401.20, 398.75. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 413.54, 413.90, 418.50. Next, we got Meta currently in the pre-market at 576. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 573. We got the bottom of the gap here at 567.83, 563, 560. To the upside resistance, we got 579.75. We got the pre-market high of 581, 584.70. Next, you got Berkshire B. Y'all not gonna trade Berkshire B, so it don't even matter. In the pre-market, 487.46. Pre-market low 487. Pre-market high 489. Next, we got Eli Lilly currently in the pre-market at 1138. To the downside support, 1133. 1129 is a pre-market low. 1126 under that. To the upside resistance, 1143, which is a pre-market high. 1148. SpaceX currently in the pre-market at 169.77. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 167. Underneath that, 162.70, 160.10, 157.45. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high 172.50, 173.35, and then the all-time high. All right, thank y'all for tuning in to the pre-market briefing on the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Richards, and you know how we like to end the show.
Chase excellence, never chase money. Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence and not money? Do you have the intellectual curiosity to learn everything you can about this incredible industry and master it? Become the smartest person in the room. Have you mastered it?
Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.